Live on LiveWire, we have a show for you today. Native plants live here. Native plants do live here. And with me in the studio is going to be a gentleman who is the executive director of the California Native Plant Association. You could learn something big time here, and it's a wonderful organization which you should look into. So sit down, get a pencil, and by the way, following that, you're not going to believe this, the Brazilian Center is coming down, and we're going to talk to them about what's coming up. Carnaval. So stay tuned for LiveWire right after this. Oh yes, it is LiveWire, and I'm Ray Tatter, and with me in the studio is Mr. Daniel Gluesenkamp. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Whoa. So tell me about this. It's a very interesting organization that serves to support the learning about what native plants are in California and what they mean to us.
Yeah, the California Native Plant Society, it's 50 years old. Well, we're entering our 51st year. And it was formed by kind of a gaggle of plant lovers, gardeners, and scientists who are all focused on celebrating and saving California's flora.
Yeah, saving California's flora because
California has a flora, a collection of plants that evolved here and have lived here for millions of years that is unparalleled. We have more plant diversity than any other state in the Union. We're a biodiversity hotspot. You know, people read about the Amazon in Brazil and other sites. Well, California is one of those dots on the map of a place that is special on planet Earth for having an amazing richness of life.
What I noticed in your website, by little notes, it says they have an online rare plant inventory.
We do. That's a tool that we've maintained. We developed it in 1971. It was the first list of plants that are rare in California. No one had previously kind of made a list of what plants were close to the edge of extinction. And so one of our founding members was laid up in bed with a broken leg or something and decided to do this little project.
It's a good project, actually, you know, to find out, because animals are becoming extinct. And we never think about extinction of plants.
Yeah. And fortunately, we don't have to too much. Because we've made this inventory and started mapping where they all occur, and because we fought for laws to protect them, and because CNPS, the Native Plant Society, has volunteers out there advocating for these plants, we've lost very few. We're worried about it, we're concerned about it, but we really haven't lost that many. It's really a success story. Which is kind of nice in this day of age.
Yeah, so. Sure is. And there are so many ways that people can participate in the California Native Plant Society.
Yeah. We call it CNPS. It's CNPS. It's a little acronymic, but it's yeah.
So tell me a little bit about some of the education programs.
Yeah, so education is kind of at the heart and soul of CNPS.
Yeah.
And we do a range of things. We give research grants to students starting their career so that they can join the club, they can become scientists, and they can get us answers to our questions. We do training workshops both for professionals and for homeowners who want to kill their lawn and replace it with a pollinator-friendly wildlife habitat.
Yeah.
We do a conference every 3 years that is the big event every 3 years, the big CNPS Conservation Conference. And then most of the education that we do is done by our 10,000 members, 1,000 volunteers in chapters throughout California and Baja California who give hikes on weekends. They do wildflower shows. They do programs. Like tonight, the Sacramento Valley chapter is doing their monthly program at the Shepherd Art and Garden Center. And it'll be a presentation talking about vernal pools.
That's right. It's really close to the freeway in Midtown.
It is. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
Easy access. You can bring the dog. Well, not into the talk, but it's a nice park. And tonight's talk will talk about an education program that a CNPS member put together to teach school kids about vernal pools. That's been super successful and now is actually spreading to Merced to teach kids there.
That's so good. You know, I was just thinking while you were talking about school kids and and how this isn't necessarily a part of the learning curve that's planned by the Department of Education.
Yeah. There is some stuff in the new curriculum that we get to tap into. We have a nature journaling curriculum that feeds into the science standards. So teachers are adopting that. It's actually kind of gone viral. Teachers are downloading our curriculum and using it to teach kids how to observe nature and how to use it in achieving whatever the standards are.
Let's see some of the nature. You brought some slides. Let's talk about these. What plants are we going to see?
Very good. I think we're going to see California poppies, Joshua trees, these kind of iconic plants. So yeah, this is a slide of someone walking in a field of California poppies. And this is what you would have seen had you come to California 200 years ago, before we introduced a lot of grasses and did a lot of burning and otherwise changed things. And we still have tremendous wildflower displays all around California. Here's another site in the Central Coast.
My goodness.
Yeah, and there are still places in California, a lot of them, that you can go and see these things. And it's actually a big tourism industry. Folks come from Germany to come see the California wildflowers.
Yeah, good.
This is folks in a training workshop. This is a professional training workshop teaching the state of the science and mapping vegetation. We have folks come from all around the state to join our training workshops and get skilled up.
That's good.
And another training workshop to teach people how to map vegetation, how to map rare plants, the kind of skills that students need to develop so that they can build a career out there and contribute to understanding our flora. And then we also do a lot of outreach to homeowners around gardening. So this is someone's home garden here in Sacramento. We do an annual garden tour in a number of chapters around the state. The Sacramento one's especially fantastic. And this is where homeowners who have planted native plants open up their yards and their homes. As you can see, they put some little signs out so you can see what they're growing, and show it off to their neighbors and anyone else who registers. So you can go to the CNPS website to find out about the upcoming garden tour and sign up to go figure out how you can kill your lawn and replace it with plants.
Well, I guess my wife and I would like to do that.
It's great.
It's kind of like onions. They're tiny little onions.
Exactly, yeah. And it saves water. That's why a lot of people are doing it. A lot of people do it because it benefits butterflies and pollinators, which we're having problems. They need a little bit of help.
Absolutely.
And it reduces chemical use. And I do it just because these plants evolved here. They can grow here without me, and I don't have to do any yard work. So there's a big plus there.
Oh, this is California too. Huh?
This is iconic California, one of our many iconic landscapes. These are Joshua trees in Joshua Tree National Park. And this shows you the kind of landscapes that we're trying to save. Right now we're working very hard on a bunch of big plans for the California desert. A lot of folks would like to cover the desert with solar panels because obviously we have an energy problem.
Yeah.
We would like to do some careful mapping and have those solar panels put a little bit to the left, a little bit on the other side of that mountain to avoid the spots that are really special, like these kind of spots. And I think this is just common sense, but if you don't have these photos and you don't have these places mapped, then you can't bring this information to decision makers and they can't make the right decisions.
Right.
So personally, I thank goodness that we've got CNPS with thousands of volunteers out there experiencing the state, knowing these places and knowing the plants and speaking up on their behalf.
That's really beautiful. Absolutely. This is a place in California.
This is a place in California that's blooming a week from now. So, get out your calendar and fuel up the car or whatever it takes for you to get out there. And I would just suggest to everyone listening, the best way to save California's plants is to get out there and see them, to go to the program this evening at the Shepherd Center, to go to cnps.org and read a little bit more, to join CNPS and learn more, but most of all, to get outside and experience these things and remember why you love them and why we need to save them.
Oh, good. We talked a little bit about the education programs. What are the, you had to say there are the trips. Can people go on those trips that you set up?
Yep.
Are they costly?
They're free.
What?
Yeah, they're free. They take time, and in this day of age, time is a costly thing for us.
Yeah.
But they rejuvenate and they replenish, and they're well worth it. And so there's field trips going on now in chapters across California and Baja California. But the Sacramento Valley chapter is especially lucky. We've got the Valley, we've got the Sierra. Trips go to the eastern side of the Sierra. So if you go to cnps.org or you look up Sacramento Valley CNPS, there's a lot of different ways to come across these kind of event listings. And they're a special chance to get out and see the best places. These are trips run by the people who know exactly where to go. So you don't have to Google around to try and figure out, well, where are the flowers? Instead, just go on one of these field trips. But even more importantly, CNPS is a nonprofit, but it's a little different from a lot of others. We're the California Native Plant Society, and it really is a society of folks who are out there celebrating something beautiful. And I think probably pretty much everyone who manages to connect with CNPS comes away with a new community and a new set of friends. And I really encourage everyone watching your broadcast to check it out.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're going to.
Good.
When you get home, it's going to be terrible.
And you too.
You're going to be standing out there, pounding on your door, saying, "I want to take a trip." So, how is it going in terms of saving plants and people understanding how plants that they have affect ecology?
Yeah, it's going really well. It's going really well. That said, I want it to go better.
Yeah,
we've got a very
absolutely.
special place here, and losing any part of it is really an important diminution of something really good.
And how does that work governmentally? I mean, how does your organization fit in to ask for paths so that these plant seeds can go across freeways or whatever?
Yeah, well, we kind of have a three-pronged approach. The first prong is to understand what we have, to do the science, go out and map things. Really, we have a staff of a dozen scientists developing the basic information. The second is to act to save it. And we've been successful at developing environmental legislation, regulations. We read development plans very carefully and make suggestions early in the process about little changes that can be made to avoid impacts to the best of the best. And then ultimately, if things really get really bad, like with vernal pools in California,
yes,
we were going to lose them all until a few real diehard activists said that over my dead body, basically, and they saved them. And now people have realized how special these are.
Vernal pools are amazing. If you've never been to it, it's like going onto a moonscape. I mean, I went to the one. There's a one in Lassen.
Yep.
And the colors of the earth around the pool are bright green and yellow, and the plants all look moon-like, like it could be from the moon.
Yeah, and Sacramento is kind of ground zero for the beautiful vernal pools. We've got great pools at Mather Field.
That's right.
And as thousands and thousands of Sacramento school kids know, thanks to the Splash program that takes them out to the pools and teaches them about them, we've got great pools all around Sacramento. So it's a chance to see some flowers.
Daniel, thank you so much for coming to talk to me about your California Native Plant Society.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, come on back and talk. We'll talk some more about these rare plants and how they live and what they do, and maybe some other issue that you bring up that you find important.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Take 5. All right, well, we're going to take a short pause for the cause right now. We'll be back in a little while, and we're going to talk about Lent, or what people do before Lent, like Carnaval, okay? So stay tuned for LiveWire right after this.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Make your emergency plan today.
Okay, whoa, we're back with LiveWire, and this is called Carnaval. And with me in the studio is Miguel Castillo, who is a representative of...
the Brazilian Cultural Center of Sacramento.
Well said.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, which is an organization that produces this event every year.
This is our 6th annual producing this, and just by the way, I'm new to the center. I'm the new board president. So I'm probably the youngest member out of this whole organization. But anyway, it's a wonderful organization. 6th annual Carnaval 2016 is going to be held at the new Brazilian Cultural Center, which is now on 2420 Nth Street.
Right at the corner of 25 and N.
Correct. So we're in Midtown.
And I can't wait. I'm going to come on down and watch the dancing, maybe even jump in there myself.
I think you should.
I think you should. I think everybody should. So, do you know, maybe we could answer some questions about what's happening here. The food is fantastic, because I've been to this before, and it really is great. But you have this drum and dance corps here, and you brought them here. And we're going to listen to them in a while, right?
So we can do a little small introduction so that they can hear and feel the sounds of Brazil.
Okay, look there, the poster. They took the poster out of my hands. I don't have to have it up. Look at that. So we have the Phoenix Drum and Dance Corps. Could you guys play us a little short piece?
Well, this is Mistura Brasileira. They're our Sacramento-based dance and
I got
drum.
it all wrong. That's why you looked at me funny.
Yeah.
Hey, what is that guy talking about?
There you go.
Well, thank you. Really wonderful, really great. Good. Really fantastic. And I love the dancing.
Oh, the dancing's wonderful. The drumming's wonderful.
Yeah.
The food, as you said, it's going to be a wonderful festival. It's this Saturday coming up, right there at the Brazilian Cultural Center.
Yeah,
doors open at 6 p.m. So.
Okay, Mistura Brasileira Samba Dance Company.
This is what you see, and of course, this is just a small portion of it.
Yeah, we couldn't fit them all in here.
Oh, no, we have a lot more dancers.
They'll fit themselves into the corner over there. And
Correct.
Wonderful. Thank you. We might hear you in just a little bit. No, you know a couple of numbers, right?
Correct.
Oh, God, I know. Anyway, golly.
And as you were saying, we do have other performers. Mm-hmm. Headlining the event is a band or a group called Samba Da. They're out of the Bay Area.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful group. They do a lot of samba, a lot of the Brazilian rhythms. So, very popular band. We have Danilo Portugal, Namorados da Lua, Agua de Beber, Mistura Brasileira Dance Company, which you just got a little flavor of. We have the Phoenix Drum and Dance, and then we have a what we call a workshop. It's going to be a samba de roda and percussion workshop with Danda da Hora.
So I could come down and learn how to play one of those drums?
Absolutely, yes. So make sure you sign up, and that's really what's going to start the festival. So the workshop starts
when
right
does that
about
begin?
6
At the
o'clock.
6:30?
That's going to start right at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m.,
The actual workshop. So
Yeah, I think it's a fabulous thing. You know, I mean, come on, California. You know, we look at California. We know it's probably the most populous and most diverse state in the union, and for us to be able to celebrate those things at various times throughout the year, such as this. And I know that Carnaval actually happens in what?
Well, it just happened
all
this
the
past
Catholic countries.
weekend.
You know, 30 countries. But in Brazil, it's a big thing.
Oh, it's humongous. Well, it's humongous throughout a lot of parts of the world. I think the most popular one is Brazil, and of course down in Venice. You know, the
Venice,
the
California. Yes,
masquerade.
of course, that's it.
In Italy. And
Oh, in
all that
Italy,
stuff, yes.
absolutely.
So, but you can't beat Brazil.
No, you
on
can't.
Carnaval,
You can't. Well,
so.
they have organized it so well. I mean, people work all year long on their costumes, all year long. It's a total way of creativity for people.
It is. It's a way of life. It's their culture. It's actually one of their trademarks, I should say. So Carnival.
Cultural trademark. People actually go to Rio de Janeiro to enjoy it.
Yes.
But they can get a feel for it here.
That was going to be my point. You don't have to go to Rio right now. You can just come to our event on Saturday and get that feel of Brazil. So.
Yeah, it's good. And support the organization, which is now in a new place there.
It is correct. This whole Carnaval is to support the Brazilian Cultural Center, which is a nonprofit. We are moving into this new facility. It was a fabulous facility. There's going to be a lot more activities for those that want to support the center. You can either make a contribution or, better yet, come join us. Take some of the courses. You can learn to dance samba. I think they're eventually going to start doing some cooking classes. You can do Zumba. And gosh, there's a long list and my mind's going blank, but there's a long list.
I love hearing the concept of cooking classes on the horizon. That sounds like a really great thing, because the foods are they're very special and wonderful. And they, you know, if we look for variety in our lives, food is one of the, you know, you talk about foodies, that's exactly what they're doing, is looking for variety. And this is a very kind of wonderful food.
It is, and for those of you that have never tried Brazilian food, this is a good opportunity. But if not, we are going to offer other options. We're going to have some Cuban food. We are going to offer, of course, traditional tacos, Mexican tacos, and all sorts of delicious little snacks. Of course, cerveza, so some beer. I can't remember the name of the mixed drink that's popular in Brazil. Is one of you guys going to? So we're going to be having some of that, which is similar to a margarita, only better. So for those of you that want something different, this
A little heavier duty.
Heavier duty and delicious, refreshing.
I like it very much, and I think it's a wonderful addition to Sacramento, a kind of another little piece of gold in the crown of this city.
Yeah, correct. And the fabulous thing about the day that this falls on is Second Saturday, which, you know, Second Saturday in Midtown is very popular. Well, once you're done looking at all the art, come to the party. You know, it's going to be starting right after most places start closing up for the arts, and we're right in Midtown now as well. So
yeah, that's very good. And your leader, Sarah Berga, goes through another year with you and does good things.
She does. She's such a fabulous leader. And now the center being at the proper location, just check out our website. There's going to be a lot more activities going on. We're going to be having a lot more events there at the center since we have a lot of room. We're going to be using the parking lot to do a lot of functions, a lot of small festivals as well. So
Great, throughout the year.
Throughout the year, things that will reach out to the community and invite the community to come in and
Wow, Miguel,
be part of us.
Thank you. I'm wondering whether or not we can hear some more music.
I would love to hear some more music, so why don't we turn it over? So we expect all of you guys, and of course, If you want more information, you can go to the website, which is BrazilianCenterSac.org. And I think it's right on the poster as well.
There it is.